Only the landowners were transplanted. The rest of the population stayed behind as tenants and landless labourers of the new Protestant settlers. Yet the transplantation to Connaught was a symbol of humiliation to all Irish Catholics everywhere. The curse of Cromwell marked them all. The percentage of the land of Ireland owned by Catholics had shrunk anyway by the time of the Great Rebellion to 59%. As a result of the Cromwellian land settlement, it shrank to 22%. As a result of further Catholic humiliation in great events to come, it was to shrink by 1695 to 14%, and by 1714 still further to a mere 7%. When the restored monarch Charles II replaced the Cromwellian regime in 1660, Irish Catholics hoped he'd restore them to their former status too. But he was far too wily to upset the Protestants who'd given him back his crown. With his brother James II, a Catholic, on the throne in 1685, Irish Catholics felt their moment had come. James gave Catholics high offices of state and set about revoking the Cromwellian land settlement. Before he could do this, James was kicked out of England by an English revolution. But he was still king in Ireland. The city of Londonderry, symbol today of Irish Protestant determination to stand firm against the Irish Catholic majority in Ireland. Londonderry, where the Protestant cry of no surrender still echoes down 3 centuries of Irish history. Londonderry, where the Northern Irish Protestants ring out today from their 17th century cathedral their implacable message, "What we have, we hold." For it was here, in 1688, as the citizens of that day heard how England was replacing the Catholic King James II with the Protestant William of Orange, that on the walls of Londonderry, the crisis this meant in Ireland was played out. And the crisis is reenacted here every year on the anniversary of these great events. Protestants of Londonderry, with their sashes and other ceremonial equipment, begin to assemble. Their links with their Scottish settler ancestry of that day proudly stressed. The march on which these descendants of those Scottish settlers are about to start celebrates the action of 13 apprentice boys of the city of Londonderry in 1688. Apprentice boys who helped save Londonderry and Ireland for William of Orange. In 1688, tension mounted as a story came that Catholic supporters of James II against William of Orange were massacring Protestants as in 1641. And news, too, that a new garrison was being sent to the city in King James's name, a Catholic regiment of Lord Antrim's Redshanks. So, these Catholic troops, the Redshanks, are marching towards the gates of Derry when this terrifying rumour that Catholics are once again about to turn on the Protestants reaches the citizens of Londonderry. Voices are heard saying it would be madness at such a moment to let Catholic troops like that in to garrison the town. Other voices, shocked, declare that it would be unthinkable to try and keep what are, after all, the royal troops out of a royal garrison. The Presbyterians in the town, with their independent attitude to authority, are untroubled by such scruples. But the Anglican Protestant establishment, while firm Protestants, are above all loyal to the crown, and they're among those who say it would be wrong not to admit the troops of the man who is still king in Ireland. The official decision, in fact, was to let the troops in the normal way.
When suddenly 13 apprentice boys of the city of Derry take matters into their own hands, they seize the keys of the gates of Derry and slam them first in the face of Lord Antony's register.
A few months later, James himself arrives before the walls. He is refused admittance. The siege of Londonderry is on. To try and relieve it, there arrive from England ships which enter the River Foyle, but which, on judging the city's chances hopeless, timidly withdraw. Later, other English ships are deterred by a wooden boom placed here across the Foyle. The situation of Londonderry seems hopeless.
Including refugees brought in from the countryside all round, there were now some 30,000 Protestants taking shelter behind these walls. Walls in which modern barbed wire shows evidence of another siege in our own time. These 1689 Protestants crowded in here must have seemed a sitting target to James's Catholic armies positioned over there across what is now the Bogside on the rising ground leading up to today's Cregan Estate.
And it was from up there that the Catholic army, which was surprisingly ill-equipped to conduct a siege, bombarded the city. Houses were set on fire, but the Protestant garrison and citizens successfully repelled all direct assaults on the walls.
James's armies had no proper siege guns at all first, and then only later one gun, a 24-pounder, that was capable of doing any sort of damage to these walls. James's armies did, however, have mortars, and these mortars did much damage to houses in the town, Derry giving back as good as it got, with its guns mostly positioned on the walls, though two of them were placed on the roof of the cathedral. But the fires the mortars started in the town, and the damage to houses did result in great hardship in an overcrowded city short of food. Just how short of food can be seen in this Derry Museum from a shopping list of one of the last weeks of the siege. A quarter of a dog, fattened by eating the bodies of the slain Irish, 5 and 6. A dog's head, 2 and 6. A cat, 4 and 6. A rat, a shilling. A mouse, 6. A quart of horse's blood, 1 shilling. And this comment at the time gives a further glimpse of what the diet must have been like. Our necessity of eating the composition of tallow and starch did not only nourish and support us, but was an infallible cure for the looseness. There's an account in here of one particularly fat citizen who didn't dare to go out of his house for 3 days because he fancied that several of the garrison were eyeing him with a greedy look. Not that the thing was any sort of a joke, since the people died of starvation and disease.